Are aliens trying to contact Earth? This is the question after 6 new mysterious blasts of radio energy were detected from deep space. What is up, guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. According to new reports that have just hit the web, a distant constellation could be attempting to contact us. 6 bursts of radio waves have been detected from the constellation Auriga, each lasting just a few milliseconds. While the source of the waves remains unknown, some are suggesting that the mysterious bursts of energy could be a sign of alien life trying to contact us. So these waves of energy, and you guys remember we were talking about these energy waves that are hitting the Earth in last night's video. Alright, the Earth is getting hit, but that's a different kind of wave. These waves that were detected by researchers from McGill University in Montreal are a little bit different. They were using the Green Bank Telescope in West Virginia, as well as the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. And in a recent paper that was published in the Astrophysical Journal, these researchers, led by Paul Scholes, wrote that, quote, "We have detected 6 additional radio bursts from this source. They detected 5 of them with the Green Bank Telescope at 2 GHz and 1 at 1.4 GHz with the Arecibo Observatory, for a total of 17 bursts from this source in space. The detection follows 11 previously recorded outbursts from the same location, which is called FRB 121102. Furthermore, this is the only known repeater of fast radio bursts, or FRBs, which are radio emissions that appear temporarily or randomly. So we have something that's being repeated here. That's a good sign. And the origin of these bursts is really puzzling researchers who are looking into this. Now, this is certainly not the first time that we have experienced strange signals coming from space. For over 150 years, humans have been trying to communicate with extraterrestrial life. And despite having no, definitive proof, or at least that's public, that anyone has tried to call us back, there has been a number of unusual signals and sounds that researchers to this day are still trying to explain, all of which have come from deep space. Now, some of you may be asking, well, this sounds interesting. What types of strange signals have come from space? Give us a couple. Well, you know what? I'll give you guys 10 examples. And to preface this, let's just reiterate the fact that space is a vacuum, so there is no sound. However, radio waves can travel through it, and many celestial objects give them off. The Milky Way galaxy, for an example, emits a hissing sound. And in July 2006, researchers launched a weather balloon from NASA's Columbia Scientific Balloon Facility in Palestine, Texas, in which they were looking for signs of heat at the edge of Earth's atmosphere, where it changes into a vacuum at around 120,000 feet. Instead, what they heard was a roar that was 6 times louder than they were expecting. The roar came from far out in the universe, and the researchers are unsure to this day what caused it or where it came from. And to this day is known as the mystery roar. Another interesting case is that of the moon of Uranus called Miranda. Now, Uranus has 5 moons, and the innermost of those is Miranda, which is noted for its odd surface and shape, is called a, quote, Frankenstein moon, because it looks like the pieces were shoved together. It's about 1/7 the size of Earth's moon, and has canyons that are 12 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. Now, what's so strange about this moon is that it's been known to give off a very strange ambient sound that has actually been picked up by the Voyager 2 spacecraft in the past. How about the eerie sounds of Jupiter? Galileo is a NASA spacecraft that was launched back in 1989 with the purpose of studying the solar system's largest planet, Jupiter. In 1996, it did a flyby of one of Jupiter's moons, Ganymede, and while orbiting the moon, the probe picked up this strange data, which they then converted to sound, and when you listen to these sounds coming from Jupiter, it's just eerie. coming from Jupiter, interacting with its moons, and you get a lot of strange sounds. Believe me, these planets are alive. Many of you have heard of SETI, who for years have been using these large radio telescopes to scan the universe for any type of signal that could possibly be alien in nature. And in March of 2013, they heard something that was very promising. A radio transmission came through from a source out in space, and this was observed happening 3 different times. The 3 signals came from an area between the constellations Pisces and Aries. However, the closest stars in that area are over 1,000 light years away. If the signals did come from there, they traveled an incredibly long distance. Another odd aspect of the transmissions is the way that the signals drifted, which would mean that they had come from a planet that had to have been rotating 40 times faster than Earth. Researchers are still to this day unsure what the radio transmission was, but it is one of the most famous signals coming from SETI. And the signal, by the way, is called SHG B0214A. Now, looking at a detailed study using NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory and the European Space Agency's XMM Newton, another X-ray observatory, researchers discovered an unexplained X-ray signal in the Perseus galaxy cluster. It's a mystery as to what caused the signal, but they believe that it has something to do with dark matter. But of course, this is all theory. And so they are currently looking at more galaxy clusters to see if they can find similar mysterious X-ray signals that would confirm the hypothetical dark matter theory. Another mysterious incident occurred when the Parkes Radio Telescope in New South Wales, Australia, was doing sweeps of the sky between February 2011 and January 2012. And while doing this, they found 4 bursts of radio signals. Each of them only lasted for milliseconds, but they were incredibly powerful. As powerful as 300,000 years worth of energy from our sun. There have been similar radio bursts like this in the past, but they were never sure if it originated in the Milky Way or in a neighboring galaxy. However, the bursts appeared to have come from much, much further away. To this day, they don't know what caused it or where it came from. Finally, and I'm sure many of you have heard of what is now well known as the WOW signal. So what is the WOW signal? Well, on August 15th, 1977, a strong, narrow-band radio signal was received by Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. The signal appeared to come from the constellation Sagittarius and bore the expected hallmarks of extraterrestrial origin. Astronomer Jerry R. Amon discovered the anomaly a few days later while reviewing the recorded data. He was so impressed by the result that he circled the reading on the computer printout and wrote the comment, "Wow," which is how the event has since been referred to. The entire signal sequence lasted for a full 72 seconds and has not been detected ever again, despite several subsequent attempts by various telescopes and researchers. Now, various hypotheses on the source of the emission have been put forward, and although the possibility of a natural origin has not been completely discounted, to date, the WOW signal is considered the best candidate for an alien radio transmission ever recorded. So that brings us back to this new finding here. We have these repeated radio bursts. They're very unique. And astronomers have asked SETI to take a closer look at whether they could be a message from extraterrestrials. And this is all very fun stuff to think about. I mean, these radio bursts could be coming from another Earth out there, thousands or even millions or billions of light years away. Some sort of advanced alien planet. May not even be a planet, could be a massive megastructure, maybe an alien-built planet that's artificial. And this is all a very real possibility, which is why Stephen Hawking, one of the most brilliant theoretical physicists ever, thinks we're playing with fire here by trying to contact them and by trying to detect these signals. He doesn't think it's a very good idea, but My theory is that if aliens were malevolent and they wanted us gone, they would have destroyed us years ago and could have easily. And we know we're being visited, we know we're being watched, so obviously we're still here, we're still breathing, and in my opinion, that's a pretty good indication that we are in no immediate danger. So, very cool story. I will obviously continue to follow it. I love following these stories about these mysterious radio bursts. It's just, just one of the many rewards of this research. There's just so many damn interesting things, that are happening around us in space, with planets, with, research into UFOs, aliens, alternate dimensions. And it's why I love doing this work. Now, before I leave you guys today, there's something really awesome that I want to show you guys. A close friend of my wife and I stopped over about an hour ago, texted me and said that she was stopping over to drop off an early Christmas gift. And when she got here, I was given one of the coolest things that you could possibly ever give someone on Christmas, and that is a combination of cake, aliens, and Christmas. So when she handed me this brown box and I opened it up, as you're seeing here, I was ecstatic to see this amazing Secureteam Christmas cake that our friend had custom made for us. And not only that, it has the little Santa hat that I put on my logo during every Christmas. I'm sure many of you've noticed the little Christmas hat I have on my logo here. It's just, it's become a tradition. Every Christmas or around Christmas, I like to spice things up a bit, get into the holiday spirit, and now I have this amazing work of art sitting in front of me. It looks delicious, even down to like the white part. The lining around the Christmas hat has sparkles and glitter around it, so it looks fuzzy. This thing is awesome. Now, of course, you remember just a month or so back, I had another viewer who runs a bakery send me these custom-made Secureteam cookies, which were also delicious. So the person who made this cake, I guess they're local here where I live. I'm being overloaded with pastries here, and I love it. Give me more pastries, all right? You cannot go wrong with cake. Throw in Christmas and aliens, it's a done deal. So on that note, I want to give a personal thanks to my friend Caroline, who stopped over, had this done, dropped it off. I had no idea she was doing it. And I want to give a special shout out and thanks to her for thinking of me, thinking of the channel. Wish you guys were all here to share a piece with me, but unfortunately you can't. So, at least when I'm eating this delicious cake, you can be here with me in spirit. Alright, so hope you guys are all having a great day. Be sure to subscribe, hit the little bell next to my subscribe button, turn on notifications, and swag out to this Christmas beat.